Okay, we're now going to draw the hands for the clock. When you're working with learners, often if you say draw the hands, they'll go and do very nice designs for hands, but they don't have any concept of the scale of the hands and where they should be on the clock. If we use the clock on the screen, we can draw hands which fit to the screen and actually look quite professional. Now, to help me, I've got my two parts that were still unselected before. In the middle I've got my circle and my cross. So what I want to do is select those. So I just drag and I select until they're highlighted in pink. Now these handles that you see when something is selected allow us to do different things. The one at the bottom is a copy. So if I click on copy, it gives me another copy which I can then drag using the central handle to off the screen. Okay. I want to leave one copy in the middle because that's my reference for positioning the hands later. Now once I've got this copy over here, I can use the lines on here to create my hands. Now if I push the copy up so it's actually in line with the center, I can now scale my hands so they fit to the clock nicely and don't cross over the numbers or the indicators that I want. Now for the minutes hand is the long hand or the big hand in this case. So I'm going to use my triangle tool. Click on shapes and then I'm going to click on the left hand side of the circle and then click on the right hand side of the circle and then drag up and then keep going up until my minutes hand is just below the 12. So I think about here is fine. So I've effectively created a minutes hand with a central circular part. Now in order to do the hour hand, the easiest way to create the hour hand is just to copy that part and make it a bit smaller. So what I do is I select it and then I click the copy tool and then I move that part to the right so it's sitting there right beside the other hand, and then I can select the triangular part, not the circle, because I don't want to distort that, and then I drag this down until it's just sitting below where the markers are over here for the minutes. So that could be my hands finished. But as a designer, you might want to add a bit more class. So I go back to my triangle, click, and draw another triangle on the end of the triangle. What that does is gives me a nice pointer for the hours. So this part of the design process, the student can be very free in how they design the hands. They don't have to design them like this. They could be rectangles or lines. It's up to you. Giving the parts some actual solid shape is quite good if they're actually going to make these things and cut them out of material. But for now, it's just a design on a computer. Now, to finish the hands, what I want to do is get rid of the unnecessary parts of those shapes. So I'm going to go to my delete button and then delete part of an object between the two nearest intersections. This allows me to snip away lines that I don't want. So these center lines I don't need anymore. So I just click on them until they disappear. I'm going to leave the circle there to help me locate my part, and then delete these extra parts on the other hand. And I can also use that. I don't have to have all of this part of the circle, I only need one half. So if I click here, it will actually delete the half circle between the triangle. Again, I can do the same thing here. I can delete the bit of the triangle that is overlapping. I can even delete the small line where these two overlap, but I can't see it so easily. So I'm going to use my zoom tool to zoom in and then delete there. So now I've got one solid outline, and then zoom back out I'll just center my drawing on the screen. And that's now a good time to save. So I go File, call it Save As, Clock Face 5, Hands. So obviously the one that is submitted, if you're going to submit one of these as a assignment, it will be the final one. I don't need to see every single stage, but I'm saving them at different stages in case I want to have this lesson over a number of weeks or periods. So I want to restart my lesson at the last stage where we left off.